Hello and welcome to Drunk on Tea. Here we're going to paint a Minas Tirith warrior. First of all, I primed it with Chaos Black spray. Now I'm just coming in with Lead Belcher and painting all of the metallics, which is quite a lot of this model. So it's the sword, the helmet, as you can see here, all over the armour. You're going to want to give this 2 good coats to get a nice solid finish. You don't need to be too neat with it because we're going to come over and paint over the rest of it afterwards, but just make sure you get good coverage and get all of the metal bits that you need. Now once that's dried, after 2 solid coats, I come over it now with Nuln Oil. Just give it an all over wash, make sure you get it into all of the recesses, just coat absolutely everything you painted with Lead Belcher. Once that's dried, I'm going to come in with a Necron compound dry brush and just dry brush all over. This is why, didn't worry about if you hit any other bits, because this is quite a messy stage at this point. And now I'm coming in with a Baden Black and painting back everything that isn't the armour to give you a solid coat to work on for the rest of it. So try and be neat, try not to get it over any of the metals you've painted so far. Everything to the face, gloves here, all of the fabric, basically everything else that we didn't want to be silver. For the shield, it may take 2 coats to get a solid cover. Just don't want any of that silver showing through. It's quite messy here with my base coat and dry brush. Just make sure you cover it up. You can see now everything that we don't want to be silver is now black. I'm coming in with Corvus Black now for all of the fabric. So that's stuff like this tunic that he's got here, the gloves. I think he's got some material on the back of his legs and his boots as well, so cover all of that with Corvus Black. And hair as well. Now with all of the fabric done black, I'm coming in with Rhinox hide now, doing all of the leather. So it's these straps here around the waist, holding up his scabbard, and also there's a little bit on his arm I've done here which holds on the shield. With all the leather block in, now I'm going to come in and do his face next. Bugman's Glow works very tidy here. You don't want to get any of this on the helmet. It's only this little bit here sticking through that you have to get. It's just work nice and neat. Be 2 coats we needed to get good coverage on it. Just slowly work your way around the bits of exposed face. So with that covered, now I'm getting Celestia Grey and I'm going to paint up the white tree on his shield. Luckily it's a raised detail, so if you're nice and gentle you can cover it without painting over the black, to get the trunk and also Try and catch as many of the branches and leaves poking out that you can as well. This is going to take 2 coats because it's not going to give you great coverage. You do want to build up a solid base coat. Just take time, slowly work your way around the tree. As you can see, after 1 coat it's still quite thin. So just come back with another, cover over as many of those details as I can get to. So with the tree painted, now I'm coming in with White Flesh Shade, just shading that little bit of face that you can see, and then Nuln Oil and doing all of the rest of it. So the fabrics, Rhinox hide, and I'll do the white tree as well. Be nice and neat, don't want to get this everywhere. On the shield you can just slap it all over. It should give you a nice little bit of black lining. And once all of that's dried, it's onto the highlight steps. So first I'm coming with a little bit of Cadian flesh tone and just catching the most raised details that are on his face. It's things like the chin, sort of the top and bottom lip, some bits around the cheeks if you can do it. Basically where the shade hasn't settled as much, come in with the Cadian flesh tone, just brighten those up. Make sure this is nice and thin. Might take you 2 coats, but you want to get a nice solid cover on the little bits that you can. There's not a lot to work with here, so just be nice and neat and take your time. And then a little bit of Kislev flesh just on the most raised areas, so the cheek, bottom lip, sort of here around the top of the eyes. And now I'm coming doing the eyes with just a little bit of Baden Black into the slits, and then a bit of white scar, nice and neat in the middle. Really take your time with this. Once you've got a little line of white scar in the middle of that black, I come back in with a Baden Black, do a little vertical line down the middle to split that white into 2. It's a quick, easy way of giving you quite nice looking eyes. So now for the next part I'm highlighting the cloth. I'm coming with a chunky highlight of some Eshen Grey and doing it on all the most raised details. So these folds here on his tunics, the bits around the leg, and all of his fingers of his gloves, as well as the cut of the gloves as well. Anything that's quite pronounced, give it a bit of a chunky highlight just to create some different tones. And then I'm coming in with a bit of Mechanica Standard Grey here, kind of doing a bit more of a traditional edge highlight. So coming down all of the folds and creases, thin line all the way around to create some different tones in that fabric. So on the gloves again, I'm trying to get the fingers, make sure I'm getting that within the previous Eshen Grey. Also doing the shield as well, giving that an edge highlight. I'm starting off with the Mechanica Standard Grey on that, and then you come through with the Dawnstone and put another highlight within those Mechanica Standard Grey ones we've done. So these will be nice and thin. For the fingers, you can just sort of catch the knuckles, the tips of the fingers, the most prominent parts. So now for the leather, I'm just coming in with some Gorthor Brown and giving an edge highlight on those straps. And then with a little bit of white scar, I'm just catching his teeth. And then I'm going to highlight the shield. So you just come on here and give it an edge highlight all the way around the edge of the tree. Try and be as neat as you can. You can just catch the edges just a little bit. Also try and catch as many of the branches and leaves as you can while they're there. At the same time as doing this, I also do the tree on his front just straight with white scar just to pick that out on his chest plate. And there he is, Warrior of Minas Tirith painted. So have fun, enjoy painting.